Hey guys, how's it going? I'm at Lighty. This is a really big trade I made in standard for like multiple hundreds of exalted trade item, and I just want to show you guys and just see what happened on the aftermath. So here's the clip from stream. All right, I'm doing the trade.
Hey.
This is a pretty fucking big trade.
I'm gonna see that fucking ring.
Pretty fucking big.
It sounds like it's insane.
T1 Fire Lightning Cold with T1 Fizz, and then has a mana roll that I have to annul off.
That's like so fucking broken. We used Eternal Class Tier 1 life, and then it's wet as well.
I have to annul off the fucking. It's not hard. Like, it would be not that difficult to hit another T1 Fizz roll or something like that again.
How'd you even know that? Suffixes cannot be changed? Oh no?
Alright, here comes a fucking mirror trade, basically.
You can do prefixes can't get changed.
But he doesn't want to annul off the 3 Tier 1 prefixes.
No, it's the suffixes. 3 T1 suffixes in that.
I think it's so fucking insane.
Yeah, but it's good. I don't mind that trade, honestly. It's fine. I've already made I made a few copies of the belt, so he can get the vouchers for that anyway. I can easily sell the reach though for 200x. Easily.
What was the belts like?
It's a heavy belt with 3 T1 res, T2 ES and T1 wed, and I master crafted. It's a mirror. It was my mirror belt I made a while ago.
Yeah, that steel ring alone.
Oh, you just threw in the steel ring with it?
No, that was part of the trade.
I thought originally it was just the reach.
No, it was a reach and another. It was a leather belt that was not quite like worth it for me.
You didn't want the belt at all?
Well, no. The thing is, because I was asking like 300 something exalted, right? And so he's paying extra because it's not for pure X, pretty much. Because he didn't want to give me the extra. I'm making him basically pay 50x more. So steel ring's probably valued at about 150x. So yeah, I traded the mirror belt I made, which was about 350x value, for a +1 double legacy reach to the council, which I can easily sell for 180, 200x. And this bad boy. And this is a T1 Fizz, Fire Cold Lightning with mana, I guess open prefix essentially. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the Mastercraft, put suffixes can't be changed, and annul it and hope to knock off the mana. And if I do, then I can divine it perfectly, and its value will go up pretty much a ton. I don't know if I want to essentially finish it myself. This is a pretty massive project, but if it knocks off the Fizz, it's not the end of the world. We're just hoping it doesn't do that. Oh baby, pretty good. So there you go. That's life as we know it right there. So that I would say that trade worked out pretty fucking well for me, because that just saved me a ton of money for doing that. I just gotta make the rolls perfect, and then the resale for this should honestly be pretty easy to get at least 200x, because someone will finish this and they will use it, forever. So when it comes to annulling things, I normally have a lot of things I'd like to annul. There's some projects I have lined up that are kind of annul ready, quote unquote. So let me just show you those, and we'll talk about them and how this is how I use my null orbs basically in standard. Obviously the most prominent one you guys have seen is the gold mantle, but we're gonna not talk about that one for now. So these are boots I bought a while ago for pretty fucking cheap. They're 3 T2 res, 45 all res basically, and T1 move speed. The base is okay. I guess I'll probably make it 20 quality after all these years. And it has shitty life, so that's the thing I want to knock off, is the life. So all you have to do is you put on suffixes can't be changed, cost 2x, and this is a prefix, alright? So now it means that when I use an annulment, it won't touch the res at all, because they're all suffixes. The only things that are prefixes are the life, the movement speed, and the Mastercraft itself. So it can knock off the Mastercraft, making each attempt could cost 2x, but I wanted to knock off the life. So that's what I want to happen. And it did. So that was best case scenario yet again, 2 for 2. So the third thing I had, and I already knocked this off. So this now just says suffixes can't be changed, T1 life, all T1 all res across the board on actually the best evasion based in the game, Assassin's Guard. What I would want to do for this is, because the prefixes I want are pretty limited, I'd actually want to block something, which means I have to remove the suffix can't be changed, which again is going to cost me another 2x essentially down the drain. even if I brick the exalt, when I want to annul it, I have to re-put that back on. So this is a kind of a weighty process, but this is so much cheaper than using Eternals. There's a gamble, but it can never gamble away your suffixes, so it's really only a gamble for the first 2 prefixes. And for a lot of these chests, a lot of these things are best in slot is a Mastercraft. So for chests, the best in slot is actually probably the 12% wed, honestly, for a lot of them, for the last one. Maybe not for evasion bases, for armor bases, but yeah, you can get the message there. So you block Thorns, it's the only dead stat for prefix, and then I exalt away. I hit some super shitty hybrid roll. So what I do now is I have to remove the Thorns again, put on suffixes can't be changed, which is from Torah level 8, cost 2 exalted. Bam, there we go, and annul. And I really hope it knocks off the evasion hybrid instead of the life. It didn't, so there goes my life. Instead of using a Annulment Orb, Annulment Orbs are kind of expensive in a way. It's actually cheaper just to toss on the Scour when it already has the suffixes can't be changed, since it already has a dead stat as far as my prefixes are concerned. So I just knock it off, and I'm back to kind of square one for this item. Alright, so let's move on to the next item, which is this Vanguard belt I had, and it's a 4T1 with T2, I guess, ES. I didn't really want the ES. Obviously, the ES is not a terrible roll, but I just didn't want it, I kind of wanted to get something better, armor, wed, as far as prefixes are concerned, because if I hit one of those 2, I can just Mastercraft the movement speed, and it could be, well, basically done. So I want to hit the ES. That is what I want to hit. I did hit it. Bam, best case scenario. So now this thing is, again, clean to be used, so which means I have to, yet again, every time you take these things off, and you succeed, you're still blowing the 2x out the drain. So for Mastercrafters, I don't want to get Flask Life Recovery, I don't want to get Mana Life Recovery. They're dead stats. 100% dead stats, no argument there. I could block ES, but if I did hit T1 ES, you know what? It's not the end of the world. It still would be a 5 T1 to 6 T1 item, so I don't want to touch those. So no matter what, these are the worst by far. So you block those, and then you slam, and then you pray to hope I hit something that is a T1. I hit 10 ES again. So we're just going to rinse, repeat this. Remove suffixes, can't be changed. Hope to annul off the 10 ES. I didn't. I knocked off the life. So now this item is back to square one. Toss on the Scour, and then it's back to 3 T1 clean. Next one, Crystal Belt. This one has essentially 4 T1 because flash duration is considered T1 by most people. It's a pretty good node, so it's got T1 flash duration, fire, chaos, ES, and it's on a Crystal Belt base. So again, we have to remove the crafted mod. Suffixes can't be changed because I don't want to touch any of the suffixes. Annul and hope to knock off the 19 life. I'm knocked off the Mastercraft. This is the first time this has happened. All this does is it's like a 2x reset. It's just allowing you to redo it for the cost of the 2 exalted, and of course the 1 Annul Orb. Oh, did it again, another 2x in the drain. As much as you think this is a costly process, and it can be a costly process for what you're getting out of it, it's nothing compared to mirror crafting. I will tell you that straight up. Eternals are going to be way more expensive, and a lot of times you have to use Eternal on the last one. Thank God, but hopefully you don't have to forever. Okay, remove the Mastercraft, and we're going to put on, again, the mega shit roll here is one of these fucking recovery things. They're same one, the same weight, it doesn't matter which one. And I hit T1 life. So this belt is essentially 5 T1 now. If I wanted to, I could just divine it perfectly, put on my, Mastercraft move speed, and there's your, 6 T1 belt. I don't know who's going to use it, but it exists now. It might not be the hybrid build people want, but it does, it does exist now. There's one more thing you could do as far as at least divining things perfectly. Say you finally actually got your suffixes to be perfect, whatever that may be. In my case, 48, 35, 20, and I'm trying to get the prefixes perfect afterwards. What you do is you do the same old suffixes can't be changed, which means when you use a divine on them, they actually can't change. So then I can try to use divines, and I hope to get my 9947, I think is the perfect for these rolls. And then you just, there it is. So now I got my 9947. But you only want to do that after you get your suffixes perfect. Otherwise, because you can't do prefixes can't be changed, since that roll itself takes up a suffix. And that way you could, fidget it so you actually have a perfect item as far as whatever your rolls may be. Now again, this that ES is actually T2, but I can just kind of sell this thing for I don't know, 125x or something. Someone might buy it. Easy kind of sell right there. This isn't I don't know if it's a mirror tier. I don't think it is, because the ES is T2. I wouldn't consider it mirror tier, but getting 125x out of that is not that bad for me, in my opinion. Kind of making mirror items in 3.0 can take forever, but there's a couple things I do if you want to start, and you want to kind of start from a cheaper or a quicker beginning than trying to just flat out make one of these from scratch. If you have an item in mind, that's fine, but if you just want to make a 61 item, whatever that 61 item may be, and you really don't care specifically what the base is. You just want it to be like a good base, a usable thing, like something that'll do something. You know, even like Assassin's Guard isn't super popular, but it is a T1 base. It is the best evasion base, and it's got the 3 T1 tri-res. I bought this thing for 10C. Let me show you what I bought in League that I'm gonna bring to standard. Now, kind of get your you know, creative juices flowing about what you could do too. And I'll show you a little search API for your fucking PvP trade that can show you what I'm talking about. This is a shield I bought in League, and it costs me, I don't know, not a lot. I think it was like 10C or something. But yeah, it's 3 T1 suffix, and it's on a pretty good move speed. It's on the highest evasion base with 6% move speed. And yeah, so I want to just, you can craft on life hybrid, percent evasion, double percent evasion, wed. There's tons of things you can get as prefixes that are pretty good. And this is like an okay start, kind of. It's got the 3 T1 suffix, so it's got what you want. Okay, so here I put in on PvP trade, these are just T1 suffixes. These are the minimum rolls to hit the T1 suffixes. Strength and Dex, there's your stat rolls. All res, chaos, cold, fire, and lightning. There are all of your res and accuracy, because it is, again, super fucking good. Now, we just put on online, we set corrupted to no, and we set rarity to rare, because it has to have at least 3 of these. You put count 3. Make sure you put count 3, so it only shows at least 3 of them. You know what I'm saying? Can't show all of them. And here we go. So now we got to you'll start seeing these T1 strength, Dex, accuracy, open prefix. So this one could be done with something. T1 fire, lightning, Dex, and it has shit other mods, but you could annul it off. You have to think with like Annulment Orbs in mind. That will kind of get your mind working. Look for things that have really good bases. 2 stun rings are fine. Paw amulets, not so much. Titan gauntlets. You know, these are the T1 base. Tit shield, T1 base. See, something like this might sell if this was on an Onyx amulet where it had all T1 stats. That could just sell for the fucking meme value. So this is actually a pretty good resell if you could pull it off. Fingerless gloves, these are pretty good. These are ID4, at least they're on a desirable implicit base. T1 fire lightning with the Dex. Dex is pretty good for a lot of casters require it. So this could be a good one actually to do. Opal ring getting a little bit more expensive here because it's a more expensive base. Alliance prices might be a little bit over the top, but feel free to send these guys offers, even if they have a belt that's listed for 200C. It never hurts just to offer 100C. Worst case scenario, they just say no. So every league I just kind of scour PvP trade looking for type of things like this, and every now and then you will find a deal that is like the deal. And when you do find it, it feels good. You know, you can actually turn these items into something great. If you don't care too much about the base and you just want to make something cool and standard, feel free to buy a 3 T1 res item like this. Even something like Ancient Gauntlets. Again, these prices are retarded, but that is what it is. And make it into something you can really have for yourself, and that you always would love to have in standard. You'll see the ones that are kind of finished being sold for mirrors, but if you scroll farther, you'll go past the ones that have no buyout, and these are the ones you want to look for the most. These are the ones that'll sell for the most, at least most value. Slink boots. There you go. This is a T1 base as far as it is the highest dex base boot. Res, but boots is a little bit weird because they have 2 tones, so it's kind of instantly better unless you can get lab enchants on them, because lab enchants are really important for a lot of builds. So getting the lab enchant, and when you're doing a mirror service, you can actually run them lab, and you can sell the desired enchant with the desired boot of your choice. T1 on Titan Greaves. That's a nice one. This one's technically 4 T1, even though it's evasion is one of the T1s. These are the lab enchants I'm talking about. So when you do finish your mirror boots and you are mirroring them away, you can always just ask them which lab enchant they want, and then go get it done before you mirror it for them. Uh-oh, this guy's rushing. I'll hit him with the have a price in mind, see what he says. Not think about 40C? Question mark? No thank you. Close for... Anyway, I'm at Lighty, and that was my demo on Annulment Orbs, and, well, mirror crafting in 3.0, I guess, and, how to get to that process without using Eternals. And it's so far, it's been pretty successful for me. I haven't made anything, but you can clearly see I've gotten to the point where it's just, it's just luck at that point. You're 1 exalt off from finishing it. You have your 4 T1, you have your T1 prefix done, and then you exalt and it's a T2, and you're like, meh, alright, well, it is what it is. I hope these searches work for you. I hope this process works for you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm at Lighty, and have a good day. Say goodbye, little Scion. Goodbye.